Some say Sega came from nowhere with the release of the Mega Drive, also known as the Genesis, back in 1989, taking the industry completely by surprise. Others say, not important, are you kidding? It was their third home console release after the SG-1000 and Master System. To which I would reply, of course I remember them. What do you think I am? Some kind of idiot who doesn't remember the Master System? Anyway, this is much more important. This is... Number 10, Jurassic Park. The 90s was the decade that earned movie tie-in video games a bad reputation, and 1993's Jurassic Park didn't help. Using a combination of Donkey Kong-esque pre-rendered sprites and Mortal Kombat-style rotoscoped photography, with all the resources of Acclaim and Activision, and access to the talent behind Earthworm Jim, this 2D platformer didn't do a lot to earn critical praise or endear itself to gamers. It made a killing, however, earning $13.8 million in its first week. Number 9, Mortal Kombat 3. By 1995, the Genesis or Mega Drive was pretty long in the tooth, and 3D fighters were starting to take over the arcades. Nevertheless, this rather condensed port of the original manages to work well within the limitations it was under. Critical reception was pretty dry, and mostly agreed that the series was losing steam, but as always this didn't put off gamers, who reportedly bought over 1 million copies. Number 8, Altered Beast. Side-scrolling beat-em-up game set in ancient Greece, starring a zombie Arnold Schwarzenegger type, who transforms into a weird beast, outselling established franchise Mortal Kombat and Jurassic freaking Park? Was there something amazing about this game? Well, sure, it had great graphics and scrolling, and the music was awesome, plus the fact that it was bundled with a lot of Genesis consoles in 1988 probably didn't hurt. Number 7, Street Fighter II Special Champion Edition. Street Fighter II was everything back in 1993, so it's no surprise to see it in the Genesis top 10. While not a completely faithful port of the arcade original, it played well and looked amazing for a home fighting game. Honestly though, Sega fans in the early 90s were so hungry for Street Fighter II they'd have bought it even if it were in 16 colours. Nevertheless, it was a great time and a must-have for Mega Drive owners. Over 1.6 million copies sold. Number 6, Mortal Kombat 2. This time around, US Congress had their say, and Mortal Kombat 2 released on home consoles with a M for mature rating. So, blood and guts for everyone, no cheat code required. The fanboy war between Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter was as pointless as any other, but if we judge them purely on sales figures, then MK was a definitive winner, selling 1.78 million copies since release in 1994. Number 5, NBA Jam. Basketball doesn't have much of a following here in the UK, but NBA Jam was the kind of sports game that didn't require players to know all that much about the sport, and will be forever known for its fun, easy to pick up playstyle, OTT animation, and of course the eternally quotable voiceover. NBA Jam on Genesis sold just shy of 2 million copies. Number 4, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Sonic & Knuckles. The third entry in Sega's iconic series ended up shipping in a slightly unfinished state, with Sonic & Knuckles finally shipping later the same year with an adapter to allow the two games to be combined into a single cartridge. Sonic 3 sold 1.24 million copies in the US, with Sonic & Knuckles only hitting 1.02 million, meaning some 240,000 Americans still don't know what an echidna is. Number 3, Disney's Aladdin. One of the most fondly remembered movie tie-in games of all time, and a frustratingly painful experience for anyone who's bad at platform games, Aladdin benefited from having digitised frames of animation made from hand-drawn cells by actual Disney artists, and is one of the best early examples of a game that feels like playing the movie. A massive 4 million copies sold on Genesis alone. Number 2. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. It's Sonic 1 with new levels, a split-screen multiplayer mode, and new sidekick Tails, who doubles up as a pointless companion character in single-player mode. So yeah, 6 million copies. Wow. I guess only one game could top that, eh? I guess that would be... Number 1, Sonic the Hedgehog. That's right, the original game in the Sonic series that introduced Sega's now iconic mascot sold a massive 15 million copies on release in 1991. Playing it now, almost 30 years later, it's easy to see the appeal. Compared to other platformers of the time, Sonic is an incredibly fast, exhilarating experience and holds up remarkably well. Also, as someone who owned a Mega Drive and was a massive fan of the Hedgehog back in the day, I feel really f***ing old right now. And that's my list. I'm trying something new with some shorter length lists like this one. Let me know what you think of the format below. And of course, any likes, subscribes and notification bell clicks you can spare will be appreciated. I promise I won't spend it all on drugs. Anyway, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.